She is a survivor. She is a breast cancer survivor, and she wants to bring awareness to mental health issues. This girl we ran the school run together back in Dustindale. If you can have the crappiest day you've ever had in your life, and she will make you laugh. She's got a wicked sense of humour. Does swear. So if you don't like swearing, put your fingers in your ears.
Yeah.
But this is a woman who is fully herself, and she doesn't judge. And I look forward to hearing what she has to say. So welcome Debbie to the stage.
Wow, just looking at you all here, it's amazing. Straighten the crown, because that's what a queen does, right? Yeah, so it's actually about roughly 2 years ago this time, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. It's not exactly the kind of news that you want to hear, obviously. When they told me, yeah, I burst into tears. It was horrible. But the worst part, they did a biopsy, and then for about 2 weeks, I couldn't tell anyone. And I remember going home. I'll get it. I had a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old. I'm a single mum. And I remember my little boy sitting on a sofa. He had these 2 ghost toys, and he just looked so cute. And I couldn't tell anyone because they didn't know what the results of the biopsy would be. So the idea is, if you tell people, obviously, then people are going to say, well, what stage is it? What's the treatment? And until you know the results of the biopsy, you can't say. So I remember looking at my kids and thinking, what am I going to do? How am I going to tell them? I don't know what's going to happen to me. Anyway, after 2 weeks of sheer total hell, I went back to the hospital to get the results from the biopsy. And I decided that all I wanted to know was whether or not I was going to live. Obviously, the consultant, I get in the room and he's sitting there and he's going, your stage. Do you know what? Even now, I don't know what name the cancer was. I don't know what stage it was. Nothing. Because he was going blah, 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 blah. And that was seriously all I heard. And I sat there and I thought, and I said to him, look, I said, I know you're doing your job. I said, but I want to know one thing. I said, am I going to get to see my kids grow up? And he sat there and he said, well, yes. And I went, oh, thank God, like this. And I said to him, right, that's it. I don't care about anything else. I don't want to know the name. I just want it done. I want it over. If you've got to chop everything off, I said, just do it. Get this shit out of me. And I want to see my kids grow up. And he was like, him and the breast care nurse both looked at me and were like, well, we've never had that reaction before. And I was like, no, that's it. I'm going to see my kids grow up. I don't give a shit. That's it. Job done, right? So I went home, and then obviously I had to tell my kids. Now, throughout everything, I lost friends. I lost my fiance. It wasn't really a loss in the end. The guy was a twat. And
It really was.
really was. And so I gained my freedom, actually. I shouldn't say I lost him. I should say I gained my freedom. It sounds a lot better. And so I lost friends. Now I'm sitting there going through the worst thing that a person could probably go through. And yet, my kids had no choice. They couldn't go anywhere. They couldn't suddenly say, this is too hard for us, Mummy. We're not going to stay with you. We're going to go and find ourselves another mummy, No, those two, the only superheroes I ever need, those two are. They have been wonderful. They've been my rocks. I have gained so much knowledge, confidence. I have gained so much admiration from those two. Just amazing. So back to the diagnosis and telling my children. I told them, and they said, are you going to live, Mummy? And I said, yeah. And they said, well, that's all right then. And they said, have you got to have an operation? And I said, yeah, but I don't know whether I'm just having a lump off or whether I'm having a whole breast off or anything like that. And I said to them, but we'll work it through. And a lot of people would say to me, you know, about my attitude, you know, because I could have stood there and said, why me? You know, why has this happened to me? And there was one conversation where I had with my daughter where she said, you know, Mummy, why is this happening to us? And I looked at her and I said, I don't know, sweetie. I said, but do you know what I think? And she said, what? And I said, I think it's because we love each other and we've got each other's backs and we support each other. And I said, I don't need to know anything else, sweetie. I said, this is happening to us and we're going to deal with it and we're going to get through it and we're going to get through it together. And she was like, yeah, like this, you know. So it was really nice. And then, oh, I have to tell you about my hair story, actually. Yeah, the hair story. After my operation, yeah, I only have one boob, by the way. When I had the operation, I had to have a full mastectomy on my left side. The doctor said, you know, the consultant, he was lovely, actually. I actually really liked him. And he said, you know, do you want reconstruction? And I looked at him and went, hell no. And him and the breast care nurse again, they were both like, we've never heard that reaction before. And I was like, no, I really don't want reconstruction. And they said, why not? And I said, because when you take off that part of me, I said, that's it, that part's gone. I said, I don't want another fake bit back, you know. It's like, I don't feel, that wouldn't feel normal to me. I mean, a lot of women do want reconstruction, and that's fine, because this is something that is so personal and so individual that you can't judge anyone by how they deal with it. There's no point, you know. And my way of dealing with it was, you know, take the lot off, it's gone, I don't want it back anymore, you know, it's gone, that was it. And, you know, I've been like, you know, my kids know, they saw after my operation, you know, the nurse came to take the bandage off and everything, my kids saw it all. I'm not going to hide that, you know, I'm not ashamed of it. This is still me now. A lot of people said, you know, do you feel like less of a woman? And it's like, do you have to have two boobs to be a woman? Really? You know, and I said, no, actually, I said, you know what, in fact, I feel more of a woman. And they said, why? And I said, because I'm stronger. I said, look what I've been through. I said, if I'm going to hide that away, what kind of woman am I? You know, I'm proud of this. I'm proud of my body. I'm proud of what I have done. And if I hid that away, what kind of image is that giving to my children? You know, I'm not going to hide that. I never would. Anyway, back to the hair story. Oh yeah, this is my way of telling a story, A-B. Yeah, so the hair story. Sorry, I need a glass of water. Yeah, so after my mastectomy, didn't know whether I was going to need chemo and or radiotherapy. Excuse me, I'm just going to have a drink. Vodka. And I had to go home and say to my children, you know, right, Mummy's going to need some kind of medicine. Now, this kind of medicine, the chemotherapy, I might lose my hair. And they both looked at me and they burst into tears. And I said, oh, what's the matter? And they said, we don't want you to lose your dreads. And then I burst into tears because I was like, I don't want to lose my dreads either. Like this, you know. So we were all crying for a bit. And then I said to them, right, how can we make this better like this? And they said, like this. And then my son said, oh, buy some wigs. And I said, yes, that sounds awesome, like this, you know. I went, whoa, hang on a minute. I said, if we're going to be buying wigs, and then they went, oh, we want to choose them, we want to choose them. And I said, of course you can. I said, but, right, I said, side note, I don't want no brown ones, blonde ones, black ones, ginger ones. I said, if you two are choosing me wigs, they've got to be yellow, pink, blue, green. I said, I want multicoloured wigs like this. And they were like, yeah! So then they got really excited about choosing me wigs and everything. And then, of course, went to the hospital, found out I didn't need chemotherapy, I just needed radiotherapy. So I came skipping out of the hospital, you know, I'm not going to lose my hair. And I went home and told my children, and then my son went, like this. And I was like, what? I'm keeping my hair. And he said, but we don't get to choose your wigs like this. Oh, I picked up that one a bit too much, didn't I, like this? And so I said, all right, okay, so if you're not choosing me wigs, how about I colour my hair? And they went, yeah! So we went into the city the next day, and hence the hair colour. And this one actually is one of my favourite ones. I have tried like purple and blue and stuff like that, but this one is one that I've fallen in love with. So that's why I've coloured hair. But yeah, I never thought, why me? That's not my attitude at all. Been through so many things, like as all of us have here. My attitude is, try me. You know, if you're going to do these things to me, I'm not going to sit there and dwell on why is this happening to me. It doesn't get me anywhere. Not saying I don't have bad days. Oh, by God, I do have bad days. And the run up to this talk, actually, been discovering emotions and everything that I thought I dealt with. Clearly I hadn't, you know. But just because I'm having bad days doesn't mean that it's like, allow yourself a bad day, but don't dwell on those bad days. Pick your ass up and get on with it, straighten that crown, because at the end of the day, you're still a queen. And that's the way I see it, and that's my attitude, you know. That's it, really. no other way to put it, you know. I'm not going to sit there, I'm not going to dwell on the bad stuff, you know. It happened, I'm still here. Life, every day I wake up, and if there's one thing that I'm grateful for, no matter how much they annoy me sometimes, the fact that I get to see my children every single day. And oh my God, even on the worst days, I'm still like, I'm still grateful that I have my children. I'm still grateful that I'm still grateful. God, keep quiet! But no, I do. Yeah, they are. My absolute darlings, they're my rocks, and that's one thing that keeps me going. Definitely the one thing that keeps me going. So yeah, there we are.